morning and welcome to another Glenn Maney Talks Chelsea. So yesterday it was the Carabao Cup Final at Wembley. Carabao Cup Final at Wembley, and it was Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0 after 90 minutes. It was Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0 after extra time, and Chelsea got beaten 10-11 on penalties after we got down to the goalkeepers and Kepa skied one. The stick that Kepa, Mason Mount and anyone else who missed a chance yesterday is getting on social media is unbelievable from so-called supporters. We're all disappointed. Whenever you lose a cup, you're disappointed. There's got to be a winner, there's got to be a loser, and let's face it, Liverpool, whether you like them or not, and I detest them, are one hell of a good football team. There's no shame in losing after 120 minutes on penalties, 11-10 to Liverpool. But it is disappointing. I'm disappointed. Yesterday, last night, I was devastated. I won't lie. And yes, we need to work on our finishing. We do need to. It's been a problem for a few years, but slating players isn't going to make it any better. It's just not. What you need to do is give them a bit of confidence, not just slag them. They don't miss on purpose, trust me. So yesterday, although I was devastated, I was so proud of the boys. I was so proud. Some people have taken me to task. Finishing aside, I thought that was a wonderful performance. I can't help it. When everyone gives 100%, they won't get me slating them. And yesterday, all them boys, to a man, gave 100%. That's all you can ask. The Mason Mount chance that hit the post, it came at speed and from behind him. And if you watch that in slow motion, the boy does great to connect with it on time. And the width of a post. The width of a post. I know it cost us, but he's slagging him. One of our homegrown players. But it doesn't matter if he's homegrown or not. Is slagging him going to achieve anything? The Cabbages, though, are all out on his case this morning. I thought in other parts of that game Mason Mount was excellent. Everyone forgets that if you watch it, he runs about 50 yards to get into position to take that chance. No one mentions that. No one mentions when he goes back and he's covering Alonso and Rudiger when they're out of position to keep Salah under control. No one mentions that. No one mentions some of the time he won the ball back and put Havertz into decent positions. No one mentions it. I thought the young lad run his balls off, and he was part of a team that I was really proud of. Really proud of. A couple of talking points obviously were the Lukaku goal that was ruled offside. I've gone on Twitter this morning and I've asked the Referees Association how that is offside. I was under the impression that if it's your arm, because his whole body is behind Van Dijk's. If your arm, which you can't score with, is in front of the line, I'm under the impression that you can't be offside. Your arm. It wasn't even his arm, it was part of his arm. But your whole body's behind another player and you're still offside. If that's the rule needs changing. Not just because of yesterday. It's absolute madness. VAR looked at it and within seconds that was not offside. It just wasn't offside. VAR need to sort itself out. I mean, I watched the Everton game only because of Lampard. If that's not handball, I don't know what is. We need to really have a look at the rules and have a look at VAR. And we need to have a look at these referees. Stuart Atwell yesterday, I thought he was useless. Absolutely useless. I mean, Chalobah left that pitch with 6 stitches in his upper thigh. Who was in the VAR room? Jurgen Klopp. 6 stitches. Now, I'm all for going in. I'm all for players not rolling around. But I think it was it Matip? No, it wasn't. It was Keita. He's gone in foot up. He's gone in foot up. Now, any other game, that is, oh well, there's no intent, but he didn't have control. So he looked like he had control to me. But either way, if he hadn't, it's got to be a yellow. And if he's reckless, which he was, it's a red. So again, these rules. We need some sort of continuity, surely. But we matched them up. In some ways, we were a better side than them. If you look at the stats, they had more possession, they passed more, and they had a couple more shots. But there were parts of that game where we dominated. There were parts of that game that they dominated. There were parts of that game where we played them off the pitch. There really were. And vice versa. I just thought it was a good advert for British football, and unfortunately we come off worse on penalties. So shame about the Cabbages. We all knew they'd be out. After the game, I don't go on social media anymore. Whether I've been to the game or whether I'm just sat at home watching it on telly, I don't go on social media. I call it my cabbage-free hour. Because after the game, if we've been beat or if we get a draw, there they all are. And they come in all shapes, sizes and all colours. I was told I was being racist by putting white cabbages on. That's our day and age, isn't it? So here we are. We had a photograph with all variety of cabbages. So I hope the woke mob are pacified by that photograph. Right, so let's get on. Mendy was immense yesterday. I'm just going to go straight into the players' scores. Mendy gets a 9 from me. Would have been a 10, but I thought he might have held that first shot that went through a sea of legs that he saved, and he got up to make that incredible second save. He made some other very decent saves as well. Good in the air. Distribution was good yesterday. In hindsight, we'd obviously all have kept him on for the penalties, but Kepa has been our penalty king, so no criticism from me for bringing Kepa on. I could see why Tuchel did it. It's worked before, it didn't work yesterday. Mendy, excellent. Ashby, right wing back, put a proper shift in. Had that Diaz to contend with, as well as Chalobah coming across and dealing with him. Put a shift in like Ashby always does. Had a chance to score, but skied it. Don't expect anything else from a defender. Ashby gets a 7.5. Very decent, solid game. Chalobah yesterday got left with Diaz an awful lot, and do you know what? I think the young lad, just coming back from injury, having to deal with a dangerous speed merchant like that, did great. Some good blocks. Only got beat really once that I can think of, but you know, when you're one-on-one, you're matching up, that's going to happen. Chalobah gets an 8 from me. Thiago Silva, nice and composed, some good blocks, some good headers. You could tell he was getting frustrated at times when we were under the cosh, but just kept organising, and pushing people into the positions they should be in. Great brain as usual. He gets a 7.5 from me. Rudiger really had Salah in his pocket, didn't he? Had Salah in his pocket. Him and Alonso both combined. Alonso had a good game defensively yesterday as well as going forward. But Rudiger, yeah, he had Salah to contend with. Had a lot of help from Alonso, but yeah, Rudiger gets an 8 from me as well. Left wing back Alonso, I've covered him already. I thought he had a really good game yesterday. He gets an 8 from me. In front of him we had Kante and Cover. Kante for me had an excellent game against Lille, but yesterday I'm finding that since he's come back from injury, he does give the ball away a lot, does win it back a lot, not up to his top standards. I'd like to hear what you think. Maybe I'm being unfair, but there's just something missing from his game at the moment, and I'm not sure what it is. But he gets a 7.5, put a lot of hard work in, did rake up a lot, just something missing from his game, but he gets a 7.5 from me. Cover yesterday gets an 8, tried driving things forward, a lot of good defensive work, but drove forward whenever he could, and we needed that yesterday. Cover's got to be right up there for player of the season, really. Well, there's a few candidates, isn't there? But yeah, Cover played well. He gets an 8 from me. In front of them, we had Mason Mount, who is getting dogs abuse this morning on social media from the FIFA mob, the FIFA Cabbage mob, and I don't think he deserves it at all. Yes, he should have scored. Yeah, he should have scored. That can be actually put at a lot of Chelsea players. But that chance everyone reckons was easy, where he hit the post. It's coming at speed, and he's run forward. He's just run 50 yards. He's had to take it from behind him, and he's took it on the volley. It was a tremendous piece of skill, actually. 4 inches away from being literally one of the goals of the season, but he's getting dogs abuse. So Mason, you did so much work in that game. You're getting a 7.5 from me. Gave 100% like you always do. Not your best game. Not your best game. If that goal had gone in, it probably would have been. But you looked as if you had a bit of chemistry with Pulisic and Havertz. You worked tirelessly. Yeah, 7.5. Pulisic gets a 7. Lots of effort. Fades in and out of the game, which is annoying to me from a player that we all know has got so much ability. Also should have scored, but skied it, and yeah, he gets a 7. Went in and out of the game too much for me. Probably my biggest disappointment of the game was Pulisic. I expected more from him, but it was what it was. I've got to take into account that they were up against a really good back 5. But yeah, a bit disappointing from Captain America. And up front we had Havertz, who gets an 8 from me. I thought he was integral in everything that was good up top. Maybe should have scored. Who in that Chelsea side shouldn't? But a good shift. Got back defensively as well. Started off the defence in attack. I thought he was really very good yesterday. So he gets an 8. He gets an 8. My Chelsea man of the match. I'm gonna have to say Mendy. Because he kept us in it really when we were under the cosh, and he just beats Chalobah, Cover and Havertz for my man of the match award. So yeah, that was a team, and Tuchel gets an 8 from me. Done nothing wrong as far as I can see. He's obviously getting dogs abuse this morning for substituting the goalkeeper, but a lot of the abuse is coming from the same people who wanted Kepa in the side for yesterday's game prior to kick-off. So the bloke can't win. Obviously Aspie come off after I think it was 74 minutes, and Reece James come on. Great to see Reece James back, and to be fair, it looked like he'd never been away. I thought we looked a lot more of a force offensively when he came on. We took Pulisic and Mount off and replaced them with Werner and Lukaku, and the proof's in the pudding. For me, Lukaku looked a lot more on it. He looked determined. He looked like someone who had a point to prove, and he scored a goal that should never have been disallowed in a million years. But there you go. What do I know? So that's it, folks. Don't get too downhearted. I took a lot out of that. I'm actually looking forward to the league now, because if we can put that sort of performance in, that sort of effort in every game, we're gonna win quite a few games before the end of the season. And I'll tell you what, it's also really giving me enthusiasm about this European Cup. Why can't we win it again? I mean, seriously, why can't we? Put that performance in against Liverpool. That could have gone either way. And we know with this European Cup, it's just percentages on the night. We proved that against City last year. We can do this, folks. We can do this. It could still be a European Cup, FA Cup double, and third place finish in the league. Would that be a good season? I think so. Not for the Cabbages, obviously. You got to win everything and score every chance. But for us normal human supporters, that'd be a great season. Thanks for watching. If you like these, please subscribe and like the video, because it helps my YouTube algorithm. And I'll speak to you after the next game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel, and most importantly, because it's why I do these, let me know what you agree with, but more importantly, what you disagree with, so we can talk it through. Okay, speak to you soon. Up to Chelsea.